Welcome to the training on bike helmets. To ensure that your customer enjoys the benefits of the bike they have just purchased, suggest that they buy a helmet before any other accessory. Although it is not mandatory except for the electric bike, it reduces the risk of serious head injuries in the event of a fall. The helmet is kind of an armor for the head. This video will inform you what the different types of helmets are, how to choose the right size, and how to properly adjust your customer's helmet. Several types of helmets are available based on the category of bike chosen by your customer. Keep in mind that regardless of the bike your customer chooses, they will have the final say on the type of helmet they prefer to wear. Let's start with mountain bike helmets. These helmets are often equipped with a visor that allows, among other things, to push branches away from the face, but the visor can usually be removed. The protection covers a larger area, especially at the back of the head, since falls may be more frequent with this type of bike. Finally, the ventilation holes are often larger but fewer on these helmets to offer more protection, but also because the average speeds are lower, the mountain bike helmet does not have the same aerodynamic needs as the road bike helmet. The road bike helmets do not use the visors such as the ones for mountain biking. Since the road bike position is often more aggressive, the visor is removed to increase visibility and comfort, avoiding the cyclist having to keep the head up to see ahead of them. In addition to the visor, the ventilation holes will often be more numerous and made along the length to maximize ventilation at higher average speeds. The larger number of ventilation holes also allows manufacturers to create very light helmets so that one can hardly feel the helmet on their head. For the hybrid bikes, you can use different kinds of helmets depending on preferences. The helmet may or may not have a visor at the front to protect from the sun. It can be removed if the cyclist's position on the bike leans more forward. For those who opt for performance, road bike helmets can also be used and will provide increased ventilation. BMX enthusiasts will prefer helmets with an urban look. They descend lower on the nape of the neck to cover most of the skull and are very robust for optimal protection in the event of a bad fall. Their ventilation holes are smaller to ensure greater strength. Some models have a removable lining that can be washed to compensate for less ventilation. These are less aerodynamic helmets since speed is not the priority of BMX enthusiasts. As for helmets for small children, the back should go down to the nape of the neck and should be flat, allowing the child to support his head comfortably, whether he is sitting in a bike seat for the older ones or in a trailer for the younger ones. In addition, for added protection, the rounded shape covers the ears well. Lastly, most have ventilation holes protected by anti-insect nettings. As a rule of thumb, for a toddler to wear a bike helmet, he must be able to sit upright in addition to being able to keep his head straight on his own. Example, 1-year-old or older. Generally, from 4 to 5 years old, children can wear a more standard helmet. The type of helmet chosen, let's now see how to choose the right size. Once your customer has decided on a model, the most important criteria to consider is the size of the helmet. In order to provide optimal protection, a helmet should not be too small nor too large, as it could move in the event of a fall. It must be straight and cover both the top of the forehead and the back of the head. To find the right helmet size for your customer, you can measure the circumference of the head by using a tape ribbon. Place the ribbon 2 centimeters above the eyebrows and at the most bulging portion of the skull at the back to get the best measurement. The following chart shows an overview of the helmet sizes in inches and centimeters. For example, an adult with a 24-inch headband will have to choose an extra large helmet. The same principle applies for children. It is not the age that prevails, but rather the size of the head. For example, a 7-year-old with a 22-inch head circumference will have to wear a helmet classified as youth and not a helmet classified as child. Let's now look at the helmet adjustment. To be effective, to give complete satisfaction, and to increase your customer's protection, the helmet must be well adjusted, straps stretched, and chin strap clipped. Be it for an adult customer or a child, it will be important to ensure that the helmet is properly adjusted. To do so, use the 2v1 rule. That is, the helmet is straight and 2 fingers above the eyebrows. Before attaching the straps, be sure to tighten the helmet securely in place using the adjustment system located at the back of the helmet or the pads. The helmet should stay on the head even if the straps under the chin are not attached. The strap should form a V directly under the earlobe while remaining comfortable after having fastened the plastic fastener. Adjust it as needed. There should be no more than 1 finger between the strap and the chin. When the time comes to make the adjustment for a child's helmet, certain points should be given special attention. Too often, children wear the helmet towards the back of the head as if it were a cap. The helmet should not slide over the nape of the neck or over the child's eyes when the strap under the chin is attached. To verify, ask him to shake his head from left to right and up and down. His helmet should not move. Finally, the child should not wear anything under his helmet, neither cap nor barrettes, as this changes the fit. Ponytails should be tied at the base of the neck. To avoid multi-directional impacts, more and more major brands are offering helmets with MIPS technology. That is, a multi-directional impact protection system. The protection layer is found directly between the helmet and the head. The MIPS low friction layer allows for a movement of 10 to 15 millimeters in any direction during an angled impact, allowing the head to continue in the direction to which it was originally heading without transferring the rotational energies to the brain. If the head receives an impact, the helmet will move as will the MIPS layer, but independently from the helmet itself. This independent movement greatly reduces the force of impact to the brain, which can minimize the risk or the severity of a head injury. Helmets bearing this technology will be identified by a yellow dot with the word MIPS on the inside of the helmet. Wearing the appropriate helmet, your customer will be able to ride safely no matter which path they choose to take.